Welcome to the Boss Ladies Breakroom, the financial literacy series, brought to you by Boss Ladies Marcray and Miss Kamei,
where we educate, inspire, and empower our audience to take action in building generational wealth and protecting your family's assets with trust documents.
Welcome to the Boss Ladies Break Room today. I am so excited about our series today. This is for the month of February, and you guys guessed it, we are featuring our very first guest boss lady today, the Queen of Shine, Dorothy-Inez. Welcome to the break room, Dorothy-Inez. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You guys, I've got to tell you about this awesome boss lady. And I'm going to try to remain unemotional when I talk about Dorothy-Inez. I've known Dorothy-Inez. I think we're looking at maybe 12, 15 years at this point. I was introduced to Dorothy-Inez by a group of fellow boss ladies when I was reigning in plus size pageantry as a title holder. And this woman touched my heart. She touched my soul. She is a 3-time international best-selling author. Can we give her some pom-poms for that?
Wow. Yes.
She's an international speaker, a certified holistic confidence coach, and the founder of the Shine Collective and Sanctuary and Energy Sound Spa for women in the Twin Cities. Wow. If you guys are Prince fans, Dorothy-Inez is your lady. She can tell you any and everything about that musician, and give you some purple confidence, and sprinkle some purple sequins in there too. She is the lady for that. Dorothy-Inez empowers high-achieving, heart-centered women leaders and entrepreneurs to shine with confidence from the inside out, through the power of self-love and inner healing, through transformational workshops, women's circles, holistic life coaching programs, inner healing through Reiki and sound therapy. Check this out. So women boldly and confidently live from their greatest potential. Welcome to the break room, Dorothy-Inez.
Thank you. Thank you. You literally brought me to tears. I'm trying to hold them back, because I just love you so much, May. I'm getting emotional.
Well, that's what we do here in the break room.
Yeah. This is the first time we've actually seen each other in a minute. And yes. So it's such a blessing to be here with you and Marcray today. Having a new sister in my life. So I'm just so grateful to be here and share sacred space with both of you today.
Yes. Thank you. So we want to hear from the boss lady herself. Yes. You're joining us in the break room today, and you're going to share your top 5 tips with fellow boss ladies. And we're doing this because we want to educate, inspire, and empower you to walk in your greatness and take action. So what 5 tips do you have for us today, Dorothy-Inez?
Well, it was hard, May, because I had to narrow down because, we got a lot of tips over here after a lot of years of doing this. But my first tip for women is music. Using music. This is why I got into sound therapy. Music is so healing. Whenever you're going through stressful moments in your life, in your business, the main thing I like to do is I create playlists on Spotify, and I love to have a good worship list on hand, because anything to uplift your spirit, your voice is an instrument. And so when you sing, it calms your nervous system. So having music always on tap is my number 1 tip. Number 2 is vibroacoustic sound therapy. A lot of people may not be familiar with that, but vibroacoustic sound therapy is a combination of music, frequency and vibration that comes through. Like in my studio, I have a technology, I have a bed, and I have a cushion, and you lay on it, and I take away your eyes. I put a mask. I don't take away your eyes, but I take away your ability to see with I put a mask on you, and you just relax, and you're hearing these sounds, and it's vibration. Your whole body, every cell in your body is vibrating, releasing energy. So if you can find vibroacoustic sound therapy wherever you are, that's great. And then the 5 Reiki principles
Yeah.
changed my life, and I brought them here because I'm going to read them to you. And what I invite you to do, all of us, we're going to do it together right here, right now. Put your hands on your heart, and we're going to say, just for today, I will not worry.
Just for today,
I will
worry.
not worry.
Just
I
for
didn't say
today.
just for today part. I didn't say just for today.
Okay, so if you're going to say, just for today, I will not worry.
Just for today, I will not worry.
Just for today, I will not be angry.
Just
Just for
today.
today, I will not be angry.
And just for today, I will do my inner work.
And just for today, I will do my inner work.
Amen. Just for today, I will be kind to others.
Just for today, I will be
Be
kind to others.
And just for today, I will give thanks for my many blessings.
And just for today, I will give thanks to my
For
many
my-
blessings. These are so good. These are
Yes.
so good.
Yes.
If you say those 2 times a day when you wake up, because see, the truth is all you have is today. And who you choose to be today can change your tomorrow. So you've got to every day decide who you are going to be. So I said these every single day, and in 90 days, I knew this stuff had worked when my husband got in some major trouble and I did not cuss him out. So I will tell you, these things work, okay? So the Reiki principles, you can look those up online. They are available to everybody. And then saying no to things that don't light you up. Stop saying yes to everything because people, you want to please people. You don't want to miss out. Sometimes just say no because you can say no. Just because there's open time on your schedule, you don't have to fill it. Part of taking care of yourself as a boss lady is taking time to relax. So say no. Practice the sacred art of the no. And then my last tip is trusting your intuition. Trusting your intuition. Because a lot of women, I work directly with women, but I know we have some men here, and men have intuition to trust yourself. How many times have you had that little small voice inside of you say, "Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't turn that way." And you think you know what's best, and you go and do the thing, and then you're like, "Damn, I should have listened to myself." Okay, so learn to trust your intuition because I promise you, you should even just, I used to make it a game when I was practicing developing my intuition. I'd be like, I got a nudge in my spirit. I'm going to follow that. And when I'd followed that, I always had a better result. So make it a practice of trusting yourself. So those are my 5 tips because you follow those, you will find a lot more peace, a lot more joy in your life as you work and grow your business.
Love this. I love how you seem to bring in heart-centered practices, things that we all need to naturally attain to. I don't think everyone does, but these are things that you're setting intention for help, helping others to set their intentions. That's something that's so important. I mean, in business and life, in your family time, being intentional is such a big deal. And Ms. Kamei and I were talking in our last series about our word for the year. And my word for the year last year was intention, setting intention. And so, is there anything that you practice when you're going through these five principles? Is there a word that really resonates with you, something that you are working towards this year for 2025? We're in February now, so I'm super excited to find out kind of where all of this comes from. Is there any one word that really captures some of those principles that you mentioned or
Well, my everything about me is grounded in spirit.
mm,
And so that's why you see what you see. I was going to be a pastor. And so,
yeah.
so, spirit, and that's what I'm working on in 2025. I've been in this period of, I won't say I'm disconnected,
Mm,
but kind of went on my own a little bit.
mm,
And the Lord is calling me, like, girl, you need to come on home.
Mhm.
So, so that's what I'm working on, in this coming year. And especially with the work that I do with women, helping them to show up and shine. All of that is spirit based. When you know who you are, you're called to be the light of the world. When you
mm,
know who you are, what other people say or think doesn't matter.
mm,
And so I have to also, I'm in this place of, it's time for elevation, especially in the climate that we're at. Our spiritual journeys are what's going to keep us grounded,
mm.
as we navigate this stuff we're going through right now. And so that's spirit is my focus this year, for me.
Love that. That's huge. That's such a big word, spirit. Such a big word.
And it's
I will
even
share
bigger when
with
you, I just wanted to say it's even bigger when you recognize your oneness with that,
Mm,
spirit, because when you recognize your oneness, that's where all of us can truly begin to find peace as we navigate, these challenging times, as you get afraid about your business, when you remember you're part of the creator of all things, then
mm.
nothing can get you down. That's where you'll find your power and your peace.
Oh, I love it.
mm,
Thank you for
power and peace. I love that. I love that. I want to share with our audience what you get when you encounter Dorothy-Inez. I was filming my photo shoot for the launch of the Miss Kamei show. For those of you that know me, know that I was on AM Talk Radio when I lived in Seattle. And for my radio launch, I sat with Dorothy-Inez for makeup. So she got me all glammed up for my shoot, right? So of course I walk into, her home and her space, and it was so peaceful and beautiful, and there was a calmness to it that I was not expecting at all, right? I was like, oh, the photo shoot, and makeup and Dorothy-Inez, and as soon as I walked in, it was just peaceful and calm, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I sat down in her chair and had an experience. I didn't just get my makeup done, you know. I think I remember Dorothy-Inez giving me like some little stones, or like I think there was a bowl with some papers folded, if my memory serves me correctly. And she told me to choose a couple of pieces out of this bowl. And so as she was starting to do my makeup, I pull these words out, and so she reads them and starts ministering to me in this makeup session.
Whoa.
And let me tell you guys, if you haven't watched the launch of the Miss Kamei show back in 2014, you guys have to go back and watch it, because my excitement, my centeredness, right? My focus really, really resonated and was solidified in my appointment, in my session, if you will, with Dorothy-Inez. So that's what you're going to get when
Wow.
you sit down with DI. If you join her in the sound sanctuary, she's going to love on you, she's going to bless you, and she's going to speak to your boss lady soul. Hands
Yeah.
down, no doubt about it. You can bet on that, right? You can bet on that
Yes. You
boss
can
lady
def
right there.
Yeah.
you can definitely bet on that. That's so, I just got to share this small story. You know, I've lost a lot of my memories because I was on a medication for sleep. And sound is what helped me at 24 years on Ambien, if you've ever heard of Ambien. And Ambien took a lot of my memories. And so
Mm,
hearing Kamei trigger a thought, for a memory for me, because I can't remember that. And so it's very moving. So thank you, Kamei, for triggering that beautiful memory, because it was through a tuning fork, which got me into sound therapy. Using a tuning fork on my body is how I got into sound healing, because that tuning fork, using it for 60 days, allowed my nervous system and brain to calm down, that I no longer had to be on Ambien. And so just, a little backstory of how I got into this. But when you come to the Shine Sanctuary here, if you're in the Minneapolis, Twin Cities area, and I've had girls fly in, to
Yeah.
come, you know, um, my space is very beautiful. Every woman that walks in there, and I always say, and a few good men, because I only let men come in that I know. Um, it's the most, and even for me, the most tranquil, beautiful space. You are greeted by a unique blend of essential oils that I put in and I've prepared, for you. And um, the the lighting, and we have a conversation, to set your intention.
mm,
And my spirit taps into yours. I just connect with you, and I'm really listening. That's my pastoral skills, listening to the client, and listening to what's not being said.
mm,
And I'm all about, like Kamei said, even when I was a makeup artist, it was always more than makeup. I used to be called the minister of beauty at that time.
Yes,
I'd
yes.
say, I'd say, I lay hands on you and get the ugly out.
yes.
But a little churchism there. But it's about every woman having their unique experience. When you're on that vibroacoustic sound equipment, women go into um, their own world. The combination of vibration and sound takes you out of your head,
Mm,
and you literally release everything. And because your eye gate is cut off, while you have the mask, you literally go on this journey within yourself. And every woman has a different experience. When I first did it, it was like flying. I felt like I was flying on a flying carpet, and emotions came out of me. When I lost my brother at the early part of last year, this cushion helped me break through from my grief. So when you come, this experience is going to be your own unique experience. And I give you homework, because I'm about you going home and having shift happen in your life. This isn't just to come one time. This work is about helping you to grow and to heal, so that you can become the woman you were called to be. And
mm,
I also offer my coaching. Through coaching, we can continue to work through some of those blocks, because I've been there, and I know that I can help you, because I've helped hundreds and hundreds of women in the US and beyond show up and shine in their gifts, in their power, and in their personal presence.
beautiful.
Well, that is a boss lady break room top 5 tips for you if I have ever heard
Straight
one,
up.
Mark Ray.
Straight up. Wow.
Thank you so much for sharing your awesomeness, Dorothy-Inez.
Thank you for
We
letting
love
me.
having you join these conversations. For any of you that are watching, to connect with Dorothy-Inez, she helps people in person, also virtually around the world. The Queen of Shine. You can connect with this boss lady at the Shine Sanctuary on Instagram, on Facebook. Search for Shine Collective and Sanctuary. Her website, The Shine Collective, MN for Minnesota.com, The Shine Collective, MN.com to learn more about Dorothy-Inez and the services that she offers. Thank you so much, Dorothy-Inez. We want to invite you to stay here in the break room with us. Coming up, Mark Cray and I are going to be talking about self-investment. But first, I would like to take a moment and thank our sponsor. We got BG out in Washington. He is the Boss Lady Break Room sponsor. Shout out to BG.
Shout out
He is the
BG.
Cowboys unifier. Connect with him across all social platforms. If you are a Dallas Cowboys fan, that is your guy. That is your guy for sure. Today, the Boss Ladies call out. We changed it a little bit because we want to talk about our commercial ad spot opportunity that the Boss Ladies Break Room is offering you. Craig, tell them about what this commercial ad spot is. What is this?
Yeah, so this commercial ad spot is about the need for mobile shoppers to know who you are. And I don't know if you guys knew, but 46% of mobile shoppers are very likely to purchase a product or service from a verbal ad. And that spot, when it's relevant to what the consumer is looking for, it captures and creates interest. It persuades a target audience. So it's an actual opportunity for those people who are in business, who are offering either a business service or product, to capture an audience and really kind of engage them in what is being offered.
Yeah, so what that is, and what we're offering fellow boss ladies and boss men. This isn't just,
Mhm.
for the ladies. We got the kings in here too, right?
That's right.
So what we are passionate about here in the Boss Ladies Break Room is we're supporting entrepreneurs, right? We're the ones here doing the work. And so we
Mhm.
want to give our special featured guests and sponsors an opportunity to create and engineer essentially a commercial ad spot for you and your business. So this is a professional commercial ad spot. The ad spot would actually be featured here right on our series. So it gives you an opportunity to connect with our audience and connect with a target audience that you may not necessarily be attracting right now in your business. And we want to offer that to you. There is no other media platform, no other podcast platform that I know of that is actually offering this commercial ad spot opportunity for guests and sponsors of the show. So if you are interested in a commercial ad spot, you want to be featured on the Boss Ladies Break Room right here with all of us boss ladies, send an email to bossladiesbreakroom@gmail.com with ad spot in the subject line, and we will get you all of the details and all the information, the costs, the fees, etc. For this very, very affordable ad spot. It will be yours to keep and yours to use to market and advertise your boss lady business. So with that said, we are going to go right into Mark Ray's segment. I have a surprise for you, Mark Ray, and I hope to make you proud
Can't
of
wait.
me. Yeah.
I cannot
Um,
wait.
yeah. So Mark Ray, you and I today are talking about self-investment. So what do you have for the boss ladies in the break room today on self-investment?
Correct. Well, first and foremost, I want to ensure that Dorothy-Inez knows that I enjoyed that segment so much that I went ahead and started really kind of melding my idea into what Dorothy had shared. I think that self investment is an investment that we don't talk about enough. I also feel like authenticity is so important. And Dorothy-Inez, I feel like you are a very authentic boss lady. So with that, I thought, gosh, this sounds like a beautiful list of things that I think most of us don't think about. Well, guys, usually I have my trusty mug. Today I am drinking my water because I want to be very clear about how important it is for us to have a self-investment playbook. Okay. So today, I want to make sure that we talk about a number of things. The first thing is all about mentality. Okay. I am 44 years old, and so many people think that if you don't start investing at a young age or don't understand how to invest, that it's just too late. But no. First of all, the IRS just released that we can now play catch up by offering $1,000 more into our Roth IRA if you're over 50 compared to the normal 7K. So, my over 50s and better. My over
for us
50s
over
better.
50.
Okay.
Us over 50.
Yes.
Way over 50.
Yes. So this is something that we haven't seen in the past. This has just actually opened up. And what's funny about this is we think about the IRS as like a dun dun dun, but really, if we are paying attention to taxable income and assets, we need to be doing our research. So I am going to start with that. Mentality first, research second. It's always important for you to do your research and know exactly where to go and what to do regarding how to be mentally ready to be financially stable. So companies like Charles Schwab, Vanguard, and Fidelity are my crowd favorites. And they are just crowd favorites because of the rate of return for the amount of money that you are going to invest in them. Okay, so those are taxable entities, but I do want you guys to think about your mentality and how important it is for you to set yourself up, straighten your crown, make sure that you have the understanding for your vision and goals, which is what we covered last month, right? Our top 5 things that we need to set ourselves up. So this playbook, that's step number 1. And step number 2 in the playbook, 7 to 12% of average annual return is offered when we invest in the S&P 500. Now, the S&P 500 can be a little daunting for a lot of people. However, as I mentioned, if you're doing your research, companies like VOO, which is one of my top, that is the type of company that you can invest in, and it's only at 7%. That's today's rate. So because you're doing your research, and if you do your research, investing in the DIA, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, there are lots of ways that you can capitalize on investing your money the right way. So I use VOO as like a foundational starting point, but I would suggest you look up the Dow Jones or Dow Jones Industrial Average. That way you know what companies to actually invest in. And the reason why I say that is because so many of us know that it's been a volatile season. There have been lots of changes in our society and globally around the world. For those people who are in investments, they need to pay attention to what companies are changing and what companies are actually staying and remaining the same. Now, we are looking for safe bets first and foremost. So the companies that are staying the same, I'll give you a little list: McDonald's, Home Depot, Microsoft, the Goldman Sachs Group. These are just a few of those companies that you should be looking at if you are going to invest in the S&P 500, so you can see the changes or non-changes thereof in order to find out whether companies are volatile or not. But those are the top companies that have consistent numbers across the board that have not changed in the last 10 years. Keep that in mind. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
And I just want to warn you guys. I really want to warn you guys. Now, first of all, Miss Kamei and I, Dorothy-Inez, we are not financial leaders. We are not financial advisors, but we are experts in the field that we are studying and work in. And the things that we know about, we're not going to give you advice about these things if we don't have sense experience, if we haven't tested it, tasted it, touched it, seen it, felt it, right? And so these facts are coming from the heart, but I want to let you guys know and clue in with me here. Penny stocks, IPOs, Meme stocks and cryptocurrencies are not a way to go right now. Not in 2025, February 2025. They are too volatile and they are very risky. And so I just wanted to give you that little inside scoop. People are going to call you and they're going to talk to you about this new crypto item. They're going to talk to you about this and that. Pay attention. Those things that I just mentioned are going to remain volatile until the middle of the year in June. Okay. So I'm just going to put that out there.
She
Now,
sounds
lastly,
psychic
guys.
right now.
Yes.
All
Okay.
these nuggets she's dropping, all these. I feel rich already. I feel rich
Grab your
already.
Grab your pen. Okay. Take notes. Okay. I want to be clear. I really do want to be clear because I think we get excited. There's so many exciting things out there, so many new things for us to learn about. But if you go back to the drawing board and you do your research and you do it and do due diligence for you and your family, you are more than likely, and I would say more than not, going to be very lucky in love with yourself. Okay. Because really, this comes back to ourselves and what we need for ourselves to be a powerful force to then be able to offer it to the world and to our family. Right. And so we have to take this serious. And I take it as serious as I can to do the right, looking into these things and research for the people that I like to serve. And so that brings me to my last point. Investing just $2,000 monthly, guys, for the next 15 years into a Roth IRA or a TBA, which is a taxable brokerage account, instead of having $360,000 in your checking account by the end of this year, you could actually capitalize on expanding that for the next 20 years to have $700,000 from average returns. And if you take step 2 that I just mentioned to you and investing in the S&P 500 and you start dialing down some of the things that you're doing in order to save this money. Now, I know not a lot of people are going to have an extra $2,000 a month, but if you start dialing down and figure out what it is that you really want to invest in over time, by the time you get to, like I said, I'm 44, by the time I'm 64, I will then have $200,000, $300,000 more. Okay. We're looking at $340,000 more than the average $360,000 it would take for you to invest if you add an additional $2,000. Okay. So I am going to make sure that those of you who are giving us advice on what we should be talking about are doing your research. If you'd like to talk to me a little bit further about this and ways that you can actually take the right steps to get to these places, and this means making sure that you are where you need to be to engage that $2,000 a month, get at me at Creative Consulting and make sure that you like and subscribe my channel. But you can also email me at creativeconsultation@gmail.com. And you can find me on IG under cray.thibodeau or Creative Consultation.
Thank you so much for that, Mark-Ray.
Welcome.
I think something that is so important in the message that you shared, not just the financial nuggets that you drop and, based off of you doing your research and what you know, right? Being the subject matter expert. You said goals, right? You said set goals. Huge. So when you talk to our audience and you tell people, hey, save $2,000 a month for 15 years in a Roth IRA, that's going to compound and you're going to have this much more money, right? Right. So I think what's important here for us to really focus on is the goal. So if you might not be able to start out with $2,000 a month this month, right? But start with something. Make $2,000 a month your goal, right? Mm-hmm. And what that does is that helps you set intentions. That helps you take calculated, strategic steps in your everyday life. Not when you're just here in the break room with us, right? Mm-hmm. When you're out in your everyday life. Mm-hmm. You look at that goal, you're focused on that goal, you get up in the morning, you see that goal, you go to bed at night, you see that goal. So that sets your intentions every single day. Such great information. Thank you so much, my fellow boss lady, my friend. I love you so much with all of the information that you're sharing. I want to talk about today, and I hope I make you proud, Mark-Ray. Just a little secret. She is the younger boss lady here. So, just putting that out there.
I'm the
So,
oldest of all of them.
yes, yes, yes. So, last month, you talked about, investment accounts, right?
Yes.
And so I have to, be transparent because that's what we do here in the break room. We're transparent, we're honest.
Hmm.
So I had not had any investment accounts that I was investing in. My husband has a 401k himself, but I personally did not.
Okay.
We do have a financial advisor. And we've had several conversations with him, but I haven't, taken a jump, I would say, right?
Okay. Okay.
So after our series last month, I started getting this mail from a company called Milliman.
Okay.
And there's this correspondence is saying, you have a 401k, and I'm like, no, I don't. And they're like, you got to log in and you got to register and you got to do this. And so, Miss Kamei, I'm over here like, who's bothering me? This is a waste of my time. Like, what is this documentation? But I took importance to it because it was, telling me I had a 401k account, right? Which I had no memory of.
Mm.
So I get online, they had to mail me this code. And, at this point, I'm just like over it. I'm like, yeah, I'm over this. Like, can't you just tell me what's this account, And they're like, no, ma'am, you have to go and register. So I get this, I get all logged in, I get registered, and it was a challenge. Let me tell you that. It was a challenge. Number
Wow.
one, these accounts are very important. And if somebody hacks into this account, if it was so easy to get into this account, anybody could do it, essentially,
Ooh.
right?
Yeah.
So I had to be patient, I had to remain steadfast, and I had to stay focused on my goal. And my
Right.
goal was, what is this 401k account that they're telling me I have, right?
Uh-huh.
So I get logged in, and what do you know, to my amazement, a prior employer, and we know I've had several prior employers. Both of these boss ladies here know my story. Okay, no shade throwing, no secret, but a prior employer. I had actually started contributing to a 401k plan, and this was probably
Yeah.
6, 7 years ago. Okay.
Whoa.
Yes. So I left that company, never even remembered, and even now I vaguely remember, enrolling vaguely, vaguely.
Hmm.
Dorothy-Inez, you talk about your memory and you don't remember, girl. I don't remember a lot of things, maybe some selectively, okay?
Right, I feel you.
Right. Okay.
So I get logged into this account, Mark Ray, and I have $6,000 in this
Wow.
401k account, girl.
Now you see.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
So I was like, woohoo! Such a great topic for the Boss Ladies Break Room, because
Wow.
this is what I want to tell you, and this is my message to you guys today. We have these accounts. We sometimes don't remember we have these accounts, right? But they always seem to find us. And I call that God's blessing and the favor in my life that I have. Okay, somebody's looking out for me. Okay,
Mm.
we're building this generational wealth. We're investing in stock. We're investing in the Dow Jones. We're investing in the S&P 500. We're investing in these 401k accounts, right? One of the very first things that came up when I finally logged into this account was, you have no beneficiary designated.
Mm.
Please designate this a beneficiary. So
Mm.
guys, check this out. If you don't have the proper documents in place with your generational wealth that you are creating, you are doing nothing. You are not protecting the generational wealth. You are not passing it down to anyone. If I, decided to never register for this account, never go in, never go through what I needed to go through in order to get into this account, and something happened to me tomorrow, what would happen to that $6,000 in that account?
Right.
Right.
So first of all, somebody would have to know about it. Somebody who survived me would have to know about it to even be able to put it into a probate court action
Mm.
in order to be able to, inherit essentially that money. Why? Because there was no beneficiary designation in that account. And we have to do that, you guys. We have to designate our beneficiaries. So, my message to you today, and I want to challenge you, what do you think happens when you don't manage your assets and your investments and you're not protecting your generational wealth? And that comes with a last will and testament and a living trust. And in these accounts that we have, these 401k accounts, life insurance accounts, all of those accounts, your bank accounts, you guys, those accounts and the value and the money and the generational wealth that you are putting into those accounts, they will pass seamlessly to your beneficiary when you pass away, simply because you have made that designation. And that, my friends, is protecting your generational wealth, passing your generational wealth down, and protecting your investments and your assets. And if you guys don't have a last will and testament and you aren't preparing a living trust, all of this that Mark Ray is talking to us about, all of the information that Dorothy-Inez is sharing with us, we as boss ladies, if we do not have the proper documentation in place, beneficiary designations, estate planning documents, everything that we're doing today is essentially a waste of our time. So don't let this happen. Do not let this happen to the generational wealth that you are creating. If you want more information about documents that you need, or how to make designations in these accounts, send me a message. You can book online through my website. You guys know the site, MissKamayInternational.com. Click book online, book your consultation with me today, and let me help you with the documents that you need. In saying all of that, you guys, don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channels. Miss Kamay International on YouTube, Creative Consulting Concepts on YouTube. Mark Ray and I both, as the boss ladies we are, we have our own platforms and our own channels and our own handles. We support each other. It's free to share content, right? It doesn't cost us anything. Subscribe to our channels. We don't care what boss lady you follow, just follow one of us boss ladies. Dorothy-Inez, please tell our audience how they can connect with you again, my love.
They can connect with me. The best way is on Facebook, and you can actually find me at the Shine Collective and Sanctuary on Facebook, and just hit me up with the message.
Tell her the boss lady sent you. Tell her the boss lady sent you.
Okay.
Let me know that the boss lady sent you, okay? Kamay, Miss Kamay, I have a question
Yes.
for you. I'm basically single, no children. So, and I really don't have anybody I want to pass my stuff on to.
Well, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. I mean, I'm not the queen of shine. I'm not the queen of shine. I definitely could never fill those shoes. But girl, you can leave it all to me.
I'll leave it all to me. Okay. But like for women like me and men like me, what do you recommend? Because you don't have anybody. Like you haven't, because in my mind, my father's like, buy a house. I'm like, buy a house for who? I don't have anybody I'm passing it on to.
Yeah.
So, so what's your advice? I'm just curious.
Yeah. Great question. So I'm not an attorney. I'm not a financial advisor. So this is by no way legal advice or financial advice. I just want to be clear with that. What I will tell you, Dorothy-Inez, is most Americans are single with no children. Okay. And the thing is, as a single, unmarried adult with no children, you absolutely, at the bare minimum, you need a last will and testament, which outlines your final wishes. Okay. It outlines whether you want artificially provided foods and fluid. It outlines your wishes if you have a terminal disease or a terminal condition, what you want. If you have an irreversible condition, it outlines what your preferences are. So a last will and testament, and then most importantly is a healthcare directive or healthcare power of attorney. And those are two essential, like minimum minimalist estate planning document portfolio is a last will and testament and a healthcare directive. Your healthcare directive, what that does, Dorothy-Inez, is it tells your medical team or anyone in the medical, field or medical side of your life, essentially, what your final wishes are. So if you are incapacitated and you cannot communicate what you want or what your wishes are, that healthcare directive outlines it. No one has to guess. The doctors don't have to guess. The nurses don't have to guess. And your friends, your loved one, your fellow boss ladies, no one's going to have to guess what you want because you have outlined it and you've made these designations in your healthcare directive power of attorney. Okay. You say that you have your business, you have this generational wealth that you are creating and you're enjoying right now in your life, right? And you don't necessarily have anybody to leave anything to. So Dorothy-Inez, I share that same sentiment. I have no children of my own. I'm married. I do have a husband, but he got money, girl. I don't need to leave my cash to him, Don't let him hear me say that. But he got money, okay? He's younger than me. He's gonna work and live for a very long time, okay? But I have a niece and nephew. I have a niece and nephew. And now, today, I have two great nephews and a great niece. Okay.
Making us sound old, girl.
See. Oh no, I'm a young Aunt May May now. I'm a young Aunt May May. Okay, I'm the cool Aunt May May over here. Just saying.
I got 6 grand.
They don't know my age. Okay. They just know I'm cool May May. So I, outside of my husband, of course, if something were to happen to both my husband and I, my beneficiary designations, the individuals who would inherit my generational wealth are my niece and nephew, and my great nephews and my great niece. So I know, Dorothy-Inez, I know you touch the lives of many women, many boss ladies around the world, right? You had some, I think, host students, I noticed. I'm just calling you out here a little bit. You had some host students, some lovely little young princess boss ladies, that you are mentoring and sharing, life with. Potentially, they would be your beneficiary.
Oh,
Yes,
Dorothy-Inez, I looked you up. I was like, okay, let me check it. Oh, talk about impact. I wonder if the people that Kamei is suggesting have made enough impact on you to then start really thinking deeper about what that outline would look like if you were to set up a last will and trust.
Yeah, because we're at that age. I mean, folks are every day. I'm like, damn, somebody else died today, and so we're at that age where we really have to think about these things. And like what you were talking about, Mark Ray, the investing. I decided, and this is one thing what women do when you have a partner is you expect that partner to do the work, and then when that thing don't work out, you're behind the 8 ball. And so I'm trying to catch up on that. And so I was looking at self-investing. I work at Chase part-time, and we have that self-investing app, but it's so scary. So I think it would be good for people, or like me, it's a little scary when you start looking at, oh my God, what should I invest in? Because you want to take it into your own hands, but you're talking about the S&P and the DIA. I think I got it right. I don't know.
Dow Jones.
All those acronyms you were talking about, and it's scary because you don't, first of all, you look at the price of stocks and you don't have, like one stock is $200. I'm like, well, I'm only going to get one share.
Okay.
So learning how to, I think it's good and empowering for women and men to learn how they can invest and be empowered with knowledge on how to even research this. How do you know?
Yeah.
And so I think what you're doing is really awesome. And, and I'll just say, as a African American woman, I think our community
Yes.
especially
Yes.
needs this type of information,
Yes.
especially right now. So I applaud you, sister, for doing that, and for Miss Kamei taking time to. These documents need to be in place. My brother passed on, none of this was in place, and it creates so much extra heartache for the people you leave behind.
Yes.
So
Yes.
having last will and testament, and who's your beneficiaries at minimum, because it was hard accessing his things. Even just getting his body was stressful.
Yeah.
So as
Yeah.
nothing was in place. And
Yeah.
so, and I had talked to him about it. We had just talked about death 2 weeks before, and then here he goes, and he goes on and leaves me behind. I'm like, Negro, no.
Well, thank you for, sharing the personal, testimony, Dorothy-Inez. I know that's, not an easy conversation, for you to have. But for those of you watching, please hear her message. When you don't have these documents in place, when you don't have these beneficiary designations made, when you don't have designations made about your life, about your bank account, your bank account that you use every single day. If there's not a beneficiary designation, if you don't have outlined in your last will and testament who you want to have that, they will never get it. And you think that because, oh, I'm his sister, or I'm her daughter, or that's my father, that's my dad,
or even that's my husband.
that's my husband. Yeah. I told my husband, I said, you better list me as, a person who they can talk to about everything. Like, I'm like, you need to run it up, because if I call someplace, well, we have power of attorney for each other as well. But if I call up a place and they say, oh, Mrs. Dunn, I got my lawyer on speed dial. Like, it is never going to happen to me, because I already know. I already know the travesty that would happen if I found myself in that situation, even being his wife, even being Miss Kamei, So anyone who's heard that message, please do not wait. And unfortunately, a lot of clients will come to me similar to your situation, where they've personally had a loved one pass away who didn't have these documents in place, and they know from personal experience what the challenges they faced. And it makes, I mean, simply put, and I'll just say this in closing, it makes a very difficult time very less difficult for you and your loved ones that are here when you're gone. So great question, Dorothy-Inez. Thank you so much. We're going to wrap up, you guys. Join us next month right here in the break room, 2 p.m. on YouTube. I think eventually we may start streaming live, you guys. I don't know. What do you think? We want to hear from you. We want to know what topics you guys want to know about, what information you need, what information you want. Please comment down in the comments questions that you have for us, and we will potentially feature you in the Boss Ladies Break Room. Thank you so much for joining us today, you guys. From me and my fellow boss ladies, Dorothy-Inez, Marcray, I love you two so very much. I'm heart-centered today. You both touch my soul, my spirit, my heart. I love you ladies for life. Bye, everybody. Next month, 2 p.m. right here on YouTube.
Thanks for joining us in the Boss Ladies Break Room for the Financial Literacy Series.
Remember to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channels at Creative Consulting Concepts or Miss Kamei International. And join us the first Wednesday of every month at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time right here on YouTube.